Hi guys, welcome to Cook TV. So today I want to talk about basically another piece on the European Union and who wants to stay in and who wants to leave. So the referendum date has been set for the 23rd of June this year, which will basically put a lot of stigma towards this big referendum now because it's only a few months away. Cameron was jetting in and out of Europe for the last couple of months trying to get a deal. And there's been a lot of controversy among surrounding this deal and stuff like that. And obviously, this is a really big deal. It's about the political direction of our future and whether or not we'll stay or remain in the European Union, which we've been a member of since the 70s. So first of all, Boris Johnson came out on Sunday and said that he is supporting the out campaign of the European Union referendum. He's saying that he's backing the Brexit. He wants to stay out of Europe. He says it's an issue of sovereignty. There's an article here from the Telegraph, who's basically saying that there's a new claim that the anti-EU ministers, there's a list of ministers that are anti-EU, despite Cameron saying that there'll be no stigma attached to anyone who's supporting a Brexit. He's now stating that apparently the Telegraph's now stating that the anti-EU ministers have been blocked from government briefings. Cameron has obviously told Boris that he's wrong on the Brexit. It says here that the ministers campaigning for Britain to leave the European Union have been banned by Whitehall's most senior civil servants from accessing official documents and prevented from receiving briefings. And Sir Jeremy Hayward, who's the Cabinet Secretary, has told ministers that when they campaign on EU matters, they will no longer have access to official briefing papers or get help for developing ideas for speeches. So what I want to know is, does this apply the same to pro-EU members, or is it just anti-EU? It doesn't really say here. But basically, I'll go on to. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Over 100. Let's go up to the top. Top FTSE 100 bosses have refused to sign David Cameron's pro-EU letter. People like Barclays have, but business advisors to Cameron and some of Britain's biggest companies have refused to sign a letter endorsing continued European Union membership. But companies like HSBC, Diageo, and Vodafone are expected to back the campaign on Tuesday. At least half a dozen of the 20 members of the Prime Minister's business advisory groups will not be signing this pro-EU letter. And William Hague, who is an ex-Tory leader, I think he was Foreign Secretary at one stage as well, has called for a Tory truce and basically warned against infighting among the Conservative Party over the European Union. Obviously, it's a big issue for the Tories. But this has already collapsed with Cameron attacking Boris Johnson. Moving on to the EU, where the cabinet stands. So there is most of the cabinet actually want to stay in. So you've got the Prime Minister, you've got David Cameron wanting to stay in, George Osborne, Philip Hammond, Theresa May, Stephen Crabb, Justice Greening, Jeremy Hunt, a lot of the big names want to stay in, but there are a few that want to leave, and they themselves are also big names. Ian Duncan Smith, Chris Grayling, John Whittingdale, Theresa I can't say her name, Michael Gove, Priti Patel, and Boris Johnson all want to leave. And I think it's 120 Tory MPs want to leave, but also the Welsh Conservative leader, Andrew R.T. Davis, said that he would also be supporting the out campaign and said that he wants to leave Europe. He stated that our future will be best served as part of a looser economic relationship with the European Union. He said that before the EU referendum, voters in Wales, which is obviously got the Welsh referendum, the Welsh uh, devolved election coming up in May. Um, he said that Andrew R.T. Davis said that voters in Wales faced a even bigger question before that than at the Assembly election in May. The Tories would not be distracted from articulating our positive vision of real change for our NHS, education, and the economy. He also said that after a great deal of consideration, I've decided that I'll be voting for Britain to leave the European Union. It is my belief that our future will be best served as part of a looser economic relationship with the European Union. So basically, there is big sort of divisions in the Tory party over this, which may cause some harm when they're trying to fight the front at the devolved elections in May. You have people like Boris Johnson, who could be tipped as a future Conservative leader, coming out and arguing directly with the Prime Minister. But it's interesting that David Cameron said, "I'm not sure if these rules about the civil service apply to the entire of the political spectrum, or is it just the out campaign? It hasn't really come out yet." But basically, it looks like it's really kicking off now. It's really sort of starting to begin and sort of kick off. Let me try and find it again. There are if you go on the BBC website, there is a huge list of I'll put the links in the description. There's on one article there's all the cabinet that want to stay in, all the cabinet that want to leave, and all the Tory MPs that have announced whether or not they're staying in or supporting. Let's scroll to the bottom now, see if there's anything more to add. And obviously then I think they have the Labour MPs. There's also a list of Labour MPs, which I didn't know, that say they're campaigning to stay in. Is there a list to say they're campaigning to leave or not? Let's try and find out. And there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there's 7 campaigning to leave the EU, and the rest of them are campaigning to stay. And with the SNP, all 54 of their MPs are backing a Remain vote. Obviously, you got the Lib Dems. All the Lib Dems are backing to Remain, so the Plaid Cymru. So is Green Party's Caroline Lucas, and I did not know that there was an independent sitting in Parliament, but the seat for Glasgow East belongs to an independent by the name of Natalie McGarry. So I never knew that. I didn't know there was an independent sitting in Parliament. So yeah, that's interesting. And there are 4 MPs back in leave. Obviously, you've got the UKIP MP, and you've got all the DUP, who are the only other party that are outright backing to leave the EU other than UKIP. And unless I'm mistaken, I think they are the parties that currently govern the Northern Irish devolutionised assembly. So it'll be interesting to follow over the next couple of months. There is some controversy which I'll cover in another video about whether or not the renegotiations are legal or not. Michael Gove, who's the Justice Secretary, has said that they're not actually legal, whereas Donald Tusk, I think it was, said that they are. And whether or not these will be stricken down in the European Court. So it'll be interesting to find out. Until next time, guys. Peace.